History is a lie. How was Anne Boleyn, Queen of England from 1533 to 1536, described? From The Life of Anne Boleyn by Philip W. Sargent, page 29. Quote, "An Italian critic, writing of her in 1532, finds her not one of the handsomest women in the world, of middling stature, dark complexion, long neck, wide mouth, not very full bosom eyes, black and beautiful." Other references to Anne's appearance at some particular period will be found in their due place. From all that we read, we can have no doubt that she was dark, both in hair and complexion. End quote. At page 130 of the same book. Quote, "A choice piece of scandal mongering was communicated in September by Simon Griney to his friend Martin Bucer. Whether she has any children by the king, I do not know. She has not any acknowledged as such. They may probably be brought up in private, though there are those who positively deny that the king has any intercourse with her, which, in my opinion, is not likely. But she is young, good-looking, of a rather dark complexion, and likely enough to have children." End quote. Let's find more correlation in a Venetian diplomat description of Anne in The Creation of Anne Boleyn by Susan Bordeaux. Quote, reported the Venetian diplomat Francesco Sanuto, "She is of middling stature, swarthy complexion, long neck, wide mouth, bosom not much raised, and in fact has nothing but the English king's great appetite, and her eyes, which are black and beautiful, and take great effect on those who served the queen when she was on the throne." The Venetian describes her being swarthy of complexion, so let's look what swarthy complexion meant in old literature. From an early modern English etymological dictionary published in 1763. Swarthy, see swarth, dark of complexion, black, dusky, tawny, swarth, black, darkly brown. Her description as swarthy complexioned corroborates the previous primary source accounts we read of her dark complexion. We remember a few years back when a TV show casted a dark-complexioned actress to play Anne Boleyn. There was a lot of critique by many Europeans and Americans who identify as white, lamenting about, quote-unquote, blackwashing of white history. We totally understand where those sentiments come from. For the past 140 years since the rise of white supremacism, European history has been synonymous with the history of fair and pale complexioned people. So we forgive these people for not knowing any better. We believe shows should be faithful to source material. We are against identity politics in shows like Lord of the Rings, a fantasy epic written by a white Englishman in the 40s and 50s, where he imagined everyone in his world being fair and pale complexioned, therefore should remain so. However, when it comes to real history, ignoring human manipulation is silly. Assuming everyone in Europe was pale or fair since time immemorial because it was the case in the 20th century is ludicrous. It would be like thinking the current population of North and South America is an accurate representation of how it was 600 years ago. A very lazy way of interpreting history. Like and share for more lost history.